You wake up in the morning, and even before your feet hit the floor, you already sense it. Your muscles just don't feel as strong as they used to. Maybe you're not as steady on the stairs as you once were, or it's that stubborn ache in your shoulders after lifting even the lightest bag. Do you find yourself avoiding activities you once enjoyed, like gardening, walking around the block, or even carrying groceries, because you're worried you'll pull something, or worse, fall? Does every attempt to stretch or strengthen your muscles seem to hit a wall, leaving you wondering, is this just a part of getting older? And let's not ignore those tiny but relentless frustrations, fumbling with jars, struggling with keys, even reaching up to grab something off a shelf. If you nodded along to any of this, you're not alone. You might even blame yourself, thinking you should exercise more, eat better, or just try harder. But what if none of those are the real reason you're struggling with muscle strength as you age? What if you've been missing a hidden piece that almost nobody talks about? Here's where it gets really intriguing. The truth is, you might be unknowingly sabotaging your own muscle health, not because of what you're not doing, but because of what you are doing every single day. Most people never realize that some of the things considered healthy habits or normal routines can quietly work against you, chipping away at your muscle resilience. You might have been told all your life that just eat right and stay active is enough. But what research shows is that there's something far more insidious going on. The scariest part is, the very solutions you turn to could be setting you back, and no one warned you. Every day you wait, this hidden damage keeps building, and by the time you notice the signs, weakness, loss of balance, constant fatigue, it feels like it's too late to turn things around. But it's not. The real question isn't, are you doing enough? It's, are you missing the right things? Let's break down the wall of silence, because I know how confusing it can be to sift through mountains of advice, to be bombarded by quick fixes and empty promises. What they don't tell you is that there are powerful, scientifically backed solutions out there, but they're buried beneath the noise, the marketing, and the outdated ideas. The reality nobody discusses? There are 4 game-changing vitamins, each with the potential to flip the script on muscle loss, fragility, and weakness. These aren't just nice to have. They're absolutely essential for keeping your muscles unbreakable, no matter your age. And yet, most people go years, even decades, without hearing the full truth. What if I told you that you could tap into insider knowledge, what experts are finally admitting in closed circles, what studies reveal but mainstream advice ignores? I'm here to give you that truth. Not just tips, not just feel-good advice, but the actual science-backed secrets that could completely change the way you think about strength after 60. It's us, those who refuse to settle for just aging, against the tidal wave of outdated thinking. Are you ready for the hidden truths that could restore your muscle strength from the inside out? If you're still with me, buckle up, because what comes next is a revelation you won't find on a pharmacy shelf or in your average doctor's pamphlet. Today, I'm going to expose the 4 most overlooked, misunderstood, and crucial vitamins for building unbreakable muscle as a senior. I'm talking about the deadliest mistakes almost everyone makes, and the powerful changes that could transform your muscle health from fragile to formidable. Let's be clear, these are not just nice-to-know tips. These are the biggest mistakes seniors make when it comes to muscle strength. I'll walk you through the 4 absolute essentials, each one more vital than the last. And I promise, by the end of this, your understanding of muscle health will be completely transformed. What you discover today could be the difference between years of slow decline and a future where you're strong, steady, and unstoppable. Before we dive in, here's something important. This isn't just a lecture. This is a community. A group of truth seekers just like you who refuse to settle for half-truths and outdated advice. So if you want to be part of this exclusive group, smash that subscribe button right now and join the mission to uncover the real answers. Type strong in the comments if you're committed to learning what really works for seniors. And tell me, which muscle group do you struggle with most? Legs, arms, or back? Drop your answer below, because your experience helps all of us. This isn't just about finding hidden answers, it's about creating a movement. When you subscribe, you're not just getting information, you're joining a community of people who want to break through barriers, share stories, and lift each other up. Comment Team Unbreakable if you're ready to be part of this mission. Here's what's really exciting. Each vitamin I reveal is more shocking than the last. You might think you know about vitamin D or calcium, but I promise, the truth will surprise you. Every single one of these vitamins has a hidden dark side or a secret benefit that nobody's told you before. By the end of this, you'll never look at your supplement shelf the same way again. I'm going to show you exactly how the most innocent habits you probably do every single day, could be quietly draining your muscle strength. Stick with me, because each revelation builds on the last, and the final one is the most jaw-dropping of all. Are you ready for the truth? Then let's get into the first game changer. Let's start with the vitamin everyone thinks they have covered, vitamin D. You've heard it 1,000 times. Make sure you get enough sunshine. Take your vitamin D. It's good for your bones and muscles. You might even have a bottle of vitamin D supplements in your medicine cabinet right now, maybe right next to your multivitamin. And yes, it's true. Vitamin D has a reputation as the sunshine vitamin, the one everyone needs for strong bones, healthy muscles, and a robust immune system. Your doctor might have told you to take it. Your friends all swear by it, and you probably think you're doing the right thing. Here's the twist though. What they don't tell you is that most people over 50 are still functionally deficient in vitamin D, even if they take supplements and get sun exposure. Here's what's really happening. As you age, your skin's ability to synthesize vitamin D from sunlight plummets. You could spend hours outside and still not make enough. Plus, common medications like statins, blood pressure drugs, and even some over-the-counter antacids interfere with vitamin D absorption and metabolism. Add to that changes in kidney and liver function, two key players in converting vitamin D into its active, muscle-building form, and suddenly, your normal levels aren't protecting you at all. Studies reveal that up to 60% of adults over 65 have suboptimal vitamin D for muscle strength, even if their blood test says they're okay. What research shows is that low vitamin D disrupts calcium handling in muscle fibers, weakens mitochondrial function, that's your cell's power generator, and causes muscle cells to actually atrophy. You might even be taking too low a dose, or the wrong form, D2 instead of D3, without knowing it, which makes it almost useless for muscle building. You might have noticed that your muscles feel weak even after a good walk, or that you struggle with persistent cramps or nighttime leg pain. Maybe you feel more tired after basic tasks, or your recovery after activity is just not what it used to be. The scary part is, low vitamin D doesn't just mean weaker muscles. It means higher risk of falls, slower wound healing, and increased inflammation. Every day you wait, this hidden deficiency chips away at your strength, making it easier for small stumbles to become serious injuries. Imagine waking up stiff and sore, feeling fragile, and wondering if you'll ever get back to feeling like yourself again. I understand exactly how you feel, because I've seen it time and again. The silent creep of weakness that nobody talks about until it's too late. If you've been experiencing unexplained muscle pain, slower recovery, or even minor balance issues, have you ever wondered, is this just aging? Have you noticed that your normal activities leave you more fatigued than they used to? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. These are classic signs of functional vitamin D deficiency, and most people don't realize how common it is. But it gets worse, because the next vitamin on our list is even more misunderstood. And its effects go beyond just fatigue. They can sabotage your muscles at the cellular level. Let's talk about vitamin E. Most people think of vitamin E as an antioxidant, something to keep your cells young, your skin smooth, and your immune system humming. You might see it in your multivitamin, or maybe you've even picked up a bottle of extra vitamin E because you heard it helps with healing and heart health. It's marketed as a gentle protector, a sort of wellness insurance. That reputation makes you feel safe, like you're covering all your bases. Here's the secret. What research shows is that vitamin E is a double-edged sword for seniors. Here's what's really happening. Most people take the wrong form of vitamin E, or too much, without knowing it. Natural vitamin E is actually a family of 8 compounds, 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols. But most supplements only contain a single synthetic form, alpha tocopherol. The scary part is, excessive alpha tocopherol can actually block your body's ability to absorb the other forms, leading to oxidative stress and muscle fiber breakdown. Experts are finally admitting that the imbalance between vitamin E forms can disrupt mitochondrial health, which is the very foundation of muscle energy. When your mitochondria falter, your muscles can't contract efficiently. They weaken, spasm, and fatigue faster. And here's the kicker. Studies reveal that high-dose, single-form vitamin E supplementation is linked to increased muscle weakness, slower repair, and even a higher risk of frailty in seniors. If you've ever noticed muscle twitching, unexplained soreness after activity, or a constant sense of low energy, even when you think you're doing everything right, it might not be just getting older. Have you had days where you feel weaker after taking new supplements, or noticed your strength hasn't improved despite adding antioxidants to your routine? The longer this continues, the more your muscles become vulnerable to micro tears, inflammation, and chronic stiffness. Picture waking up each day with a dull, dragging fatigue, feeling like you're fighting your own body for every step. You're not alone. Most people don't realize the very supplement they trust for muscle protection can actually backfire. If you're nodding along, ask yourself, have you switched to a new supplement lately only to feel less energetic or notice more muscle soreness? Do you find that your post-exercise recovery is getting slower, not faster, despite your best efforts? Every day you ignore this imbalance, the hidden damage accumulates. But wait, it gets worse. The next vitamin on our list is not only misunderstood, it's actively depleted by some of the most common senior medications, leaving you at even greater risk for muscle loss. Now, let's look at vitamin B12. You probably know B12 as the energy vitamin, the one everyone associates with mental clarity, nerve health, and overall pep. Maybe you've seen those little vials at the pharmacy, or your doctor has even suggested a B12 shot for an energy boost. You might feel reassured, thinking you're safe, as long as you eat right or take a daily supplement. It's so common, it almost feels routine. But here's what's really happening. What they don't tell you is that B12 absorption becomes dramatically less efficient with age. It's not about how much you take. It's about how much your body can actually use. The stomach produces less hydrochloric acid as you get older, which means you can't extract B12 from food as easily. On top of that, medications like metformin for diabetes, proton pump inhibitors for heartburn, and even some blood pressure meds strip away your body's natural ability to absorb B12 from your gut. Studies reveal that even seniors who supplement regularly can still be functionally deficient in B12, leading to a silent decline in muscle innervation, the very nerve signals that tell your muscles when and how to contract. When those signals break down, your muscles weaken, coordination slips, and the risk of falls skyrockets. Experts are finally admitting that this hidden B12 deficiency is one of the most underdiagnosed causes of muscle weakness and frailty in seniors. You might have noticed tingling, numbness, or a pins and needles feeling in your hands or feet. Maybe your balance has become less steady, or you experience sudden jelly legs when you stand up. If you've ever felt like your legs just won't listen to your brain, or you get strange muscle cramps out of nowhere, you're not alone. This isn't just annoying, it's frightening, and it can steal your independence. The scary part is, every day you wait to address hidden B12 issues, your nerves and muscles become more disconnected, making falls and injuries far more likely. So let me ask you, have you been taking a daily multivitamin, but still feel off balance or experience unexplained muscle fatigue? Have you noticed more frequent stumbles, or that your feet drag more than they used to? If this sounds familiar, it's not your fault, and you're not alone. Most people don't realize that standard supplements aren't enough to solve this problem. What's even more concerning is that the next vitamin is arguably the most overlooked, and it might be the single most important for muscle strength that almost nobody is talking about. Now let's talk about the powerhouse, vitamin K2. You might barely recognize this one. Most people only hear about vitamin K in the context of blood clotting, or maybe it's briefly mentioned as good for bones. But here's the twist. Vitamin K2 is a completely different molecule than the common vitamin K1 found in leafy greens. K2 is almost totally absent from standard diets. Unless you're eating fermented foods or certain aged cheeses, you're probably missing it. Yet, what research shows is that vitamin K2 is the linchpin for directing calcium. Yes, the very same mineral you're told to take for strong bones, away from your arteries and into your muscle tissue, where it fuels contraction, repair, and resilience. The truth is, without adequate K2, all that supplemental calcium can actually calcify your arteries and soft tissues, starving your muscles of the raw materials they need to stay strong. Studies reveal that seniors who are deficient in K2 are more likely to experience sarcopenia. That's the age-related loss of muscle mass and function, along with hardening of the arteries and increased risk of injury. The scary part is, standard blood tests don't even check for K2 levels, so you could be walking around with a critical deficiency and never know it. Experts are finally admitting that K2 is the missing link in the calcium-muscle connection, and that years of misguided advice have left millions of seniors at risk. You might have noticed deep aching muscle pain that doesn't go away with stretching, or a sense that your muscles just don't bounce back after exertion. Maybe you've experienced unexplained stiffness, a sense of heaviness in your legs, or even cramping that seems to have no cause. If this sounds familiar, if you've tried everything and still feel weaker year after year, you're not alone. Most people don't realize that this overlooked vitamin could be the single most important factor standing between them and unbreakable muscle. If you've ever thought, I'm doing everything right, but I'm still not strong, or noticed that your muscle soreness lasts for days instead of hours, have you ever considered it could be a K2 deficiency? The longer this continues, the more your muscles struggle to repair, grow, and stay resilient. Before it's too late, I want you to pause and reflect. Are you noticing patterns, deep aches, slow recovery, weakness even after doing all the right things? These are signals your body is sending, and they matter. Most people never realize they're missing this crucial piece of the puzzle. But wait, it gets even more urgent. Because if you don't address these hidden deficiencies, the cycle only accelerates. Weakness breeds inactivity, inactivity breeds frailty, and before you know it, independence is at risk. Every day you wait, the chance for recovery slips a little further away. But here's the good news. You don't have to let this continue. Don't despair. Because the truth is, you can turn things around, sometimes faster than you ever thought possible. Here's the good news. There are real, actionable steps you can take starting today to restore your muscle strength, repair hidden damage, and rebuild the resilience you thought was gone for good. You're not powerless. You're just missing the right tools, And now you know what they are. Let's talk about alternatives. If you've been relying on standard multivitamins or generic advice, it's time to upgrade your approach. Here are 5 better options: practical, science-backed, and tailored specifically for seniors who want unbreakable muscle. First, choose the right form and dose of vitamin D, specifically D3, not D2, and consider pairing it with healthy fats for maximum absorption. Check your levels with a blood test and aim for the optimal range, not just normal. With D3, you'll support muscle fiber function, boost mitochondrial energy, and reduce the risk of falls. Second, seek out full-spectrum vitamin E. That means both tocopherols and tocotrienols, not just the standard alpha-tocopherol found in most supplements. A balanced, natural blend helps protect muscle cells from oxidative damage, supports recovery after exercise, and keeps your energy high. Third, switch to a sublingual or injectable form of vitamin B12. These bypass the digestive system and ensure your body actually absorbs what it needs. Regular blood checks can help you dial in the dose. When your nerves and muscles are finally in sync again, you'll feel more coordinated, steady, and strong. Fourth, add vitamin K2 as NK7 or MK4. This is the form proven to shuttle calcium where it's needed most, protecting your arteries and supercharging your muscle repair. With K2, you unlock the full power of your calcium and vitamin D intake, building muscle from the inside out. And fifth, X. Eat a rainbow of nutrient-rich foods: fermented vegetables for K2, fatty fish for D3, seeds and nuts for vitamin E, and grass-fed animal proteins for B12. Real food synergizes with your supplements, providing a full spectrum of muscle-building cofactors. Each of these alternatives doesn't just fill gaps. They heal, repair, and rejuvenate muscle tissue at the deepest level. Within days, you may notice more stable energy and less cramping. After a few weeks, you could find yourself walking farther, standing taller, and recovering faster. Imagine waking up and feeling ready to move, not weighed down by stiffness and fatigue. Picture yourself returning to activities you love: gardening, traveling, even dancing, because your muscles are finally getting what they need. With each small step, your confidence grows, your independence returns, and life feels vibrant again. And here's the best part: implementing these changes is easier than you think. One small change at a time, swapping your supplement, tweaking your breakfast, checking your labels, can set you on the path to unbreakable muscle. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. The truth is, it's simple, sustainable steps that create the biggest transformation. You have everything you need to succeed, starting now. If you've made it this far, you clearly care about your health, your independence, and your future strength. That says everything about your commitment to living your best life. It's not too late to reclaim the muscle strength you thought was lost, to wake up with energy and purpose, and to move through your day without fear. You have the power to change the story, to be the exception, not the rule. Every day you choose action, you take back control from the forces that want you to settle for just aging. You are stronger than you think, and your future is still yours to shape. Let's keep building this community. I want to hear from you. What's your biggest takeaway from today's Truth Bombs? Share your experience in the comments. Tell us which vitamin surprised you most, and let's help each other get stronger together. If you struggled with muscle weakness, tell us your story, because your voice could be the one that inspires someone else to take action. If you found value in this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more insider health revelations, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Comment "Unbreakable" if you're committed to stronger muscles, and share this video with a friend or loved one who needs to hear the truth. Your participation is what keeps this community thriving. Every like, every comment, Every share helps another senior break free from outdated myths. Remember, time is working against you, but you have the power to tip the scales. Every day you wait, your muscles lose a little more of their potential. But every day you act, you build strength, resilience, and confidence. The longer this continues, the harder it is to recover. So start today. Take the first step, however small, and watch how quickly things can change. Your future is not set in stone. You are not defined by the challenges of yesterday. With the right knowledge and the right action, you can build a life that's active, independent, and full of possibility. You're not alone. This is a movement, and you're a vital part of it. So go out there, make the change, and show the world what unbreakable muscle really looks like. The truth is, your best years of strength are still ahead. Let's get there together.